Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you didn't go too far. If you just missed the first matchup between the Cyclones and the Three Rocketeers, it was a thrilling series that the Cyclones barely edged out. If you're going to want the full breakdown, you will have to wait till the recap Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Myself and Zyrak host that, and we will be going over the week 6 matchups and have a little bit of a look forward towards week 7. But tonight, right now, it is the Astros versus the Hammerhead, two teams that are both eligible to sneak into the playoff picture for end of week 6. Hammerheads just need a singular point to overtake the Sappers. The the Astros, on the other hand, need a full sweep. So Astros potentially capable of doing that, but Hammerheads does have the easier path in. But Hammerheads right now are kind of getting chased on either side. On the one hand, Arctic Assassins is a really good pace setter here with a sweep in their week 6 matchup. They are clearing ahead and making it impossible for the Hammerheads to reclaim the division. But on the other side, on the flip side, the Speed Demons are right on their tail. Right now, Speed Demons are matching the Hammerheads in terms of points, but Hammerheads have not played their match yet. So any amount of points the Hammerheads get, they will clear the Speed Demons. But still, this is a matchup that the Hammerheads need to get a good result in to keep up with the Arctic Assassins. Once again, I am here with Big Man, also known as Brightside. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. I was really surprised to see that the Cyclones won the last series. It really blew me away. I thought the Three Rocketeers would have had it, but no, the Cyclones came in clutch, even with that Rule 1 at the end. But moving forward to this series, I'm honestly hyped up to see these two teams go head to head. I have seen the Hammerheads play, but I don't believe I have seen the Astro play before, especially coming from their side, Flex, Zuse, Kiev, and Yubo. I mean, do we know who's playing on the side of the Astros yet, Drac?
Not at the moment, no. Usually they kind of bounce a little bit in between, but I do just want to make one admission here. I keep messing this up because I keep forgetting to factor in the conference whenever I'm just doing my napkin math in terms of the playoff picture. Hammerheads are actually still in the playoff picture, even with the results that are in thus far, because right now the top 4 teams that are besides the division winners, the top 4 teams are actually all Omega Conference. So Alpha, if you recognize that Alpha Conference. Oh wait, nope, sorry, I made a mistake once again. Um, 3 of the teams are Omega Conference. The Sappers, Rangers, and Elite Inc. are all Omega Conference. So Sappers is not quite in at 8. Hammerheads do just edge get get the edge there. But in terms of the Arctic Assassin or the not the Arctic Assassins, excuse me, the Astros roster, usually we'd expect to see Flex playing. I did hear some rumblings that he may not be here, which would be very tough for the Astro. But on the other side, Jesus, Kiev, and Yubo. I actually do not know if I've seen Yubo play yet, so it'll be interesting to see if we see him make his debut. Let me just double check real quick. Yes, exactly. He's not played a match in QRLS season 11, and with the rookie tag, he has. Oh wait, hold on. Nope. I'm. He has played one game. He has played, I believe, one game thus far for the QRLS. So we shall see him kind of maybe in a bigger capacity this series. Oh wait, no, he's played 3 games. He's played a whole series. My bad. Sam learns to read a spreadsheet, everybody. But the big thing here is if GNFlix is not present, this will be a very tough hill to climb, especially with the Hammerheads, which, as you may remember, had won the preseason tournament. Norm was the player of the preseason tournament and were the runners up in the season 10 finale, just losing to the Sappers. But in terms of the Hammerheads, we usually see Joe Papa, It's Us, and Norm. We have seen Crimson once, who's a fresh face on that lineup with regards to he's the most recent addition, but all of those players have been playing together now for I think the vast majority of the season. I don't remember if Crimson long neck trade was week 1 or week 2, but it will be an interesting it will be an interesting watch to see kind of what rosters shake out and how the series develops.
Definitely, and a big thank you to our producer Alex for giving us the heads up on the Hammerheads on who will be playing or who might get swapped out. And as we wait for both teams to load in, I am curious as always, Drac. What are your predictions for this series?
Well, so if Flix is here, it's gonna be a tight series, and I think it's gonna be an interesting series, gonna be a challenging series. I think Hammerheads feels like the easier pick just because of the way that the their seasons have undeveloped or has developed. I think the Astros have had more recent success. Hammerheads have had more predictable success. So I think in this matchup here, I want to go with the Hammerheads mainly because Joe Papa, Itsos, and Norm, when they're hot, they are some of the best Rocket League you will see in the QRLS.
Honestly, I would agree with that if I didn't think that the Astros might just get a full sweep here. Coming from someone who has watched the Astros play and has seen their game style, they're a really good team. And if they can lock in the play styles early, they might be able to just to get a full sweep. However, coming from the Hammerheads, they might not take that straight on. They might find a way to hammer back, if you will say.
Okay, and we did receive word from Alex that GNFlix is in, so not a bad prediction nonetheless. It still doesn't change my answer. I still think Hammerheads do have the higher highs, and I think the Astros lows are lower than the Hammerheads lows. So on average, I think Hammerheads takes it, but it will still be an interesting series nonetheless. Hammerheads do need a lot to come back, but in terms of the Astros, with their more recent success, they're going to be just looking to build off of it and kind of become like an unstoppable force as they surge up the table. If they do manage a sweep here, they are in the playoff picture by the end of week 6, which will be very impressive given where they started their season from. So they're going to be looking to get as many points out of this matchup as possible.
Honestly, I agree with that. But since, and again, another huge shout out to Alex, our producer, for giving us a heads up that Flex is here. I do have a feeling that Flex might start peaking this game, or if that, might just have the chance to get the full sweep if his team is fully dialed in and they know what they're playing against. But as we wait for everyone to load in, I mean, there's not really much I have to ask apart from Nothing really. I'm running out of words here, and coming from a caster as myself, that's not a good thing when you're waiting for everyone to join the game.
Yeah, I just do want to give a shout out. When Scraps, I believe it was, gave the gifted the subs. I was one of the recipients. So thank you, Scraps. I'm now subscribed to the QRLS. Um, I completely missed that, so I appreciate it. Um, and yeah, so we're just looking to get the rosters in now, see who's gonna play. With Flicks here, it will probably be Flicks, Zusi, Kiev. It's usually the roster that you will see from the Astros beside Hammerheads. Joe Papa, it's us, Norm. Um, again, playoff implications. Hammerheads are in the playoff picture at current. They aren't a lock for the playoff picture by the end of week 6. If Astro do manage a sweep here, actually, nope, never mind. Once again, Astro are in the Omega Conference, so Astro can't actually make it to the playoff picture, but they can be very close, especially they can leapfrog the Bleacher Boys and Speed Demons right now, both sitting at 18 points, and the Armada is sitting at 17 points. And with the Mustangs feeling like they're a little bit allergic to winning a series as of late, it'll be really important for either the Armada or the Astro. Astro, I think, is the more likely candidate given their recent success to kind of pounce on the Mustangs, kind of exploit maybe a little bit of the Mustangs taking their foot off the gas a little bit, maybe get exploit that a little bit. And if they can't make it to beat the Mustangs, they will at least land in playoffs just in time as we hit the final 4 week sprint starting after this bye week. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, concluding this matchup, it will conclude the week 6. We will have a bye week for next week as the players rest up. We will also have some community events that have yet to be announced. So keep in tune, stay tuned in the Discord for those. And finally, uh, at the end of the bye week, that is the trade deadline. So our next recap following the week 6 recap on the 31st will likely cover all the transfers and where players started the season and where they ended up. So stay tuned as we have some goodies heading your way for the bye week. But for now, we are just almost hitting the 8 p.m. There we go, or the 9 p.m. Sorry, 9 p.m. We have just crossed over, so we'll be expecting these teams to join in any moment now.
Definitely. And I would like to say for everyone that hasn't, do join the Discord if you do want to stick around for any notifications from the QRLS, whether it's you want to be a caster, you want to be a player, or you just want to sit and chill, play some games with some nice people. Don't forget to join up. However, I do believe this is the one of the longest times we've waited for two teams to load up in here, which normally isn't an issue, but I mean it never is. At this point, I'm starting to lose my mind, but at the same time, we just got to wait and see what happens as both teams still waiting to come in now. We definitely know that Flix is playing. And I mean, Flix is a good player. I've played 3v3s with scripts, not scripts, Flix before, and he is not one to mess around with. He is really, really something to behold.
Flicks, a regular appearance on Clips of the Week, is a fearsome player to play against. Also, one of the most nicest people to interact with. He's hosted a couple of streams for us, and he was a wonderful producer, very nice, but definitely a dangerous player to play against. Outside of like time wise, I think I've waited a good 5 minutes for players to join in. I've been the reason that players have had to wait a while, so I kind of sometimes things are a little bit um, gathering. Their players might be a little bit like herding cats, and I'm not saying that in terms of
Mhm.
like it's always a bad. Sometimes it's me. Sometimes it's a caster. Sometimes it's just a random player who needs a bathroom break, and sometimes it's the captain who misses his ping and misses the alarm. But speaking of players joining up, we have we almost had so it's gonna be Yubo. We will see as well as Jesusi. Flicks joined and dropped, so we'll be waiting on him to rejoin. Still waiting on members of the Hammerheads to join as well, which
Definitely. And I
they
think
right on
all
cue.
peak of
It's
the devil.
it's gonna be Crimson, Norm, and Joe Papa. Itsos is hanging around, but he's not gonna play in match one by the looks of it. We have got everybody in the roster now. Once again, side of Astro, it is Yubo, Jesusi, and GN Flicks. On the side of the Hammerheads, it is Norm, Crimson, Joe Papa. I have not seen Crimson since his first match with the Hammerheads, so it's good to see him back in the lineup. And we are just getting ready to go now. The teams are locked in for this series to conclude week 6, the kickoff. The Crimson powers through that, and it goes all the way to the Astros half. Flicks is going to get this to Jesus. He's just going to miss the touch. And a little bit of a clear attempt. Goes awry with GN Flicks once more. Yubo launching in. Norm and Jesus are going to 50 to send this ball to the Astro half. Norm trying to dunk Flicks, but Flicks is there and ready to save that away.
Definitely. It's both teams trying to keep it on either side to even out the playing field, maybe keep distance and try figure out what the play style for the game is going to be and how to win it. As GN Flicks burns all his boost to try get back down, and it's off crossbar from Crimson, and Crimson is demoed by Flicks. Yubo getting the massive clear out straight up to Flicks, but Flicks cannot get it in, and it's popped over Yubo. Crimson taking the control, Norm shooting it onto net. It's barred down and out as it's shot straight back in. Flex with the easy save as it's just rolled straight to him and it's on net. Norm with the amazing save coming back from Flex again. Yubo taking control, trying to get round, but he gets demoed instantly. Zeus missing his touch, not something you want to see out of the Hammerhead side as Flex plays the 50, gets it round to the corner. He's just going to take control here, take it up the wall, maybe go for a reset. Nope, off ceiling, trying to get the pass down, but it's blocked away by I believe that was Norm.
Yeah, Crimson now taking this off GN Flicks for a little bit. Jesusi will get there. GN Flicks maybe trying to get the bump on Joe Papa, and he does, paving the way for Jesusi. 1-0 for the side of the Astro. GN Flicks pulling all the stops to make sure his team gets the early lead. 3:17 to go. 1-0 Astro.
Definitely. And I mean, that's a good lead for the Astro so far, but if they can get another one to secure the lead and hold that, maybe they might get maybe a full sweep. Maybe they might win 2-1 as Yubo rips a shot on net, but is blocked away by Joe Papa, I believe it is, yeah. And Zusi gets the demo on Norm. Crimson left with 0. GN Flex gets it past. It's an open net. Flex passes it round. It's a goal from GN Flex as he forces it into the net, making it 2-0 with just under 2 minutes and 55 seconds left as it just slots itself in there, giving them a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, it's just Flicks. Flicks will just do that. Like, what if you hit a demo and then backflip to tap my own center in? Yeah, that's just Flicks. Joe Papa, though, someone who plays with absolutely zero fear. He's gonna get the ball off the bounce. A nice little quick kickoff goal. Never pretty, but always beautiful in its own way. Joe Papa brings this game back to one goal lead. But Norm will get the good kickoff. Yubo will take it up and maybe try to beat Joe Papa. And the problem with the kickoff goals is your opponent can score them too. Yubo is going to reestablish this lead and make it 3-1.
Definitely. 2 minutes, yeah, 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. It does seem like the Astros might have the upper hand here, but it will all depend on this kickoff as Flicks launches it into their corner, going for boost over ball, launching it out mid for Yubo, but they don't get there in time. And Flicks is forced to play a 50 and just retreat back. Papa popping it up mid. GN Flicks with the lucky save as Yubo barely misses it as it goes over his head. Zusi going to follow up on this now. 8 boost left in the tank. Going to play it patient. It's launched off to the side. Yubo waiting patiently as it's launched back to Flicks. Flicks going up in the air now, going for a small little air dribble. Gets one reset. Almost gets a second, but just too far under it as it's launched back onto their side. Flicks with a nice touch. Crimson going under the ball. Norm playing the ball, popping it out mid, but no one's there as Zeus pops it back, and Crimson and Joe Papa are left in a double commit, leaving Norm in a 1v1 right now as it's put straight at net. Blocked away by Crimson. Luckily, they could make it back. And I mean, just under a minute and 40, sorry, left in this game. And the Astros might just take the win as GN Flex with the nasty musty double. I mean, that's something you don't see all the time in QRLS, but is a nice shot to get if you know you have the perfect setup for it.
Tell me you haven't casted flicks without telling me you haven't casted flicks. Yeah, it's hard to like try to sell like some of these like amazing goals that Flicks does because I'm just stop being surprised anymore. He's just capable of hitting those, and like other players in the QRLS can't. And that's the difference between him and other players. It's kind of Astros have kind of struggled early season. Maybe I did hear someone's theory that G and Flix was just trying to clip farm, but as now it just kind of feels like a routine part that, yeah, Flix will hit something great and all of a sudden it's your problem now if you're his opponent. Hammerheads have been just not clicking. Norm and Joe Papa trying to link up on a couple passes haven't been able to do so. So we will see what their response is. Flicks trying to make this 5-1, trying to get the Arsenal, but it will go sideways. 30 seconds to go. Zusi with a corner pinch. She and Flicks trying to get up to it. And he will get this up, get this centered, and Crimson will see that sideways before it gets all the way. Yubo to Flicks. 5-1, 17 seconds to go. Secures the Arsenal in game one. And I don't want to call it early, but that might do it for game one.
Definitely will do it for game one as we head into the last 17 seconds left on the clock. I mean, this is something you love to see if you're an Astro fan. Is GN Flex goes up for this, but goes under. Norm gonna launch it down, but it's just way too wide, and Zusi hits the post left, dribbling on 2 wheels as we come into the last 5 seconds left. It's game as Astros take game one, but will they let it drop before getting one more? I don't think so, as Norm tries to get control here. Crimson putting it back. Flex there, but it touches the ground and drops. And let me tell you something. GN Flex with the MVP of this round ended 902 score on the leaderboard. That is something you love to see from, I believe, GN Flex is the team captain of the Astros.
Team captain, team carry, 3 goals, 3 saves. When Gian Flicks is on, the Astro are a force to be reckoned with. We will see now Crimson leave, probably in replacement of Itsos. I think that's kind of what you got to see if you're on the side of the Hammerheads. I feel like Norm and Itsos link up very well, and it felt like Crimson and Joe Papa just couldn't feed Norm in the same way. Because not only they can Itsos feed Norm, Norm can feed Itsos, and Itsos can hit some beautiful shots as well. So definitely someone that you want to see kind of take over here for game two, just to reestablish a little bit of just reestablish some kind of change things up, but reestablish a little bit more of what you would expect from the Hammerheads. And yes, we will see Itzos sub in for Crimson for game number two. Kickoff now. Itzos feeding his first kickoff. Is going to hit it center. Flicks in Norm. Norm's going to get there first. Ball's going to drop, and Zeusy's going to get it out. It's a just past Joe Papa, but Itzos now with a couple of his first touches and gets immediately tackled and flicks up in the air with the reset. Norm's going to see that away.
I mean, seeing Flex up in the air with zero boost getting a reset, I mean, that definitely would have been a clip of the week if he had shot that, as Norm half flips to try to get the save, but Yubel just launches it straight onto his dome, dunking it into the net and securing the first goal just over 30 seconds into the game. I mean, both teams really going at it right now, but it does seem Astro has the upper advantage as we head into the second kickoff. Zussi and Ipsos. Ipsos wins the kickoff, but GN Flex is going to launch it back down and get a shot on net, getting the double, maybe even a triple, as it makes it 2-0 at 4:20 left on the clock. And we will see what Flex done here. Definitely a double tap. Could have been a triple. Someone correct me if I was wrong.
And that just only looked like two, should have been a triple. It's not clip worthy if Flicks only hits a double touch. Come on, it's Flicks. He can do a lot better than that. But 2-0 early on, not even a minute gone in this game, and Hammerheads will find themselves up a creek without a paddle already. Norman, it's Joe Papa and Itzos. Itzos is the more common teammate, and both of them are still double committing. It's just chaos over on the side of the Hammerheads. They've got to figure this out quick, and Norm's going to look to do that with a flick attempt. That just slides underneath, and Flicks will get a big clear, who gets it past Joe Papa. Will bump Itzos out the way for Zusi. Flicks setting up a beautiful one, getting all of the Astros, involved. Everyone on their side has a goal, and we need to see a little bit more out of the side of the Hammerheads, or else we might be looking at a potential sweep.
Definitely, and that would be impressive from the Astros, but I mean, if you try to flick on GN Flex, your odds are it's going to get saved. I mean, Flex is in his name. He's probably a master of the arts himself, as Zussi takes this up wall, goes for the pitch, but gets blocked away. Sent out mid. Yubo is up, gets the 50 over to the wall. It bounces high. Joe Papa's going to clear it out. Flex is already up, getting a touch. He's going to go back up again. Get an Arsenal reset, that looks like, but gets pushed away as one of his teammates gets a reset off of him, which is not something you want to see. We don't want people resets here. We want the flip resets, as GN Flex fakes out one of the Hammerheads on the wall, now leaving it up to Zussi and Yubo as he runs back to grab boost and play the defense. Taking the ball here, going for it, putting it out mid, straight down to Zussi. Zussi launches it forwards, but Itzos gets the save. And it's just a back and forth. 2.5 minutes left on the clock. GN Flex beats the Hammerheads on the 50, and Zusi backflips it, launching it back to their corner, giving Yubo a nice chance at a shot here, but it's blocked away by Itzos again. Itzos really playing on the defense, and Flex avoiding a demo narrowly, but that leaves an open net for a lovely hook shot, but it's just blocked away by Norm and Joe Papa again, as Itzos up in the air now, goes for the flip reset, but it's blocked away by Yubo, and we come into the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, Norm trying to take over here, trying to spawn a little bit of life into the Hammerheads, but gets stuffed away by Yubo and Flicks. Zusi picks this up and now off the sidewall, can get a second touch, will do so, gets it around Norm, but Joe Papa's there, and the Hammerheads kind of take over. Norm! Oh, man. you kind of forget what Norm might be capable of, but Joe Papa's going to feed him a nice ball, and Norm will connect for the first time, just getting it just around Yubo. It's going to get a goal back here. 2-goal lead now with a minute 38 to go. It is possible to come back here if you are the Hammerheads, but you still got to hurry and go quick. Hey, Zeusy, it's going to get a goal back and kind of take the wind out of the sails a little bit. Exploited a demo, and both uh, Joe Papa and Norm kind of step up. Norm kind of went for it, and Joe Papa kind of stepped up, expecting Itsus to respawn in time to get that, but he did not. And 4-1 lead now for the Astros. And just as you thought the Hammerheads was starting to get back into this game, there's once again a 3-goal deficit with more time off the clock. And you gotta wonder what Hammerheads have left in the tank here, not just for this match, not just for this series, but for the rest of the season as well.
Definitely. As we come into the last minute left on the clock, Yubo going up, getting it across the net, giving Flicks time to grab boost and sit net as it's launched over, just not quite in. GN Flicks gonna launch this straight to the top right, and it's in, making it 5-1 at 52 seconds. I believe we're seeing a repeat of the first match here. I mean, last match it went 5-1 and Astro won. If they go 5-1 again, that will be back to back, and it will be the probably one of the most insane things I have ever seen. As Joe Papa goes up for this but misses. Itzo's taking control, gliding it over net with lovely control, but gets bumped a bit and pushed away, leaving Norm to get the flip reset, getting it over Zusi, and it's dunked in by Norm, and Itzo's with the passing play.
Yeah, definitely needed. This is beyond this. It's not necessarily about winning this game at this point. 30 seconds, 37 seconds left to go. 5-2. Not impossible, but very difficult. We gotta see some life in them. Gotta see some fight if we want to see any sort of hope of not getting swept. If the Astro do get the sweep here, not only are they left vulnerable and Flicks getting a goal back to kill any momentum that the Hammerheads might have gotten into game 3. If the Hammerheads get swept here by the Astro, not only are the Astro and the Hammerheads now neck and neck in terms of the seeding, actually even worse than that, through the uh, Hammerhead, the Astro will leap them in terms of points. The Hammerheads will stay on par with the Speed Demons, and Speed Demons have a real shot at taking over the playoff picture and hopping in and maybe showing up. Jesus makes it 7-2, and I do not see any avenue right now for Hammerheads to get back into this. Game 1, it was 5-1. They sub in Itsos, who's supposed to connect better, and it turns out it's 7-2. It's even worse of a lead, or even worse of a deficit. So as the game 3, I don't know what we could see in terms of them getting better, but it's got to start with these Hammerheads getting a little bit more in sync. But that will do it for game 2. Astro with a 2-0 lead, and GN Flicks once again above 900. A savior, a playmaker, and a hat trick. Jesus with a hat trick as well.
Definitely. And GN Flex with another 900 points on the board. 3 goals, 3 assists, 3 saves, and 7 shots on the net, making 15 shots for their team overall. While the Hammerheads had 8 saves, but only 6 shots. I mean, that is something you really love to see.
Yeah, I think, we saw a little bit of dialogue here with Alpha versus Omega Conference. I felt like the teams were kind of feeling like the Alpha Conference was kind of the dominant horse here, but looking on the side here, Astro completely dominating Hammerheads, and a couple other matchups go the way of the Omega Conference. Right now, it looks like between 4 through 10, or 4 through 9, excuse me, will be mostly Omega Conference, so maybe not the top divisions, but definitely the rest of the playoff picture. It's being dominated by the Omega Conference. Astros just part of the trend. Hammerheads need to show some more life. Astro looking right on track here, but Itsos is going to get a goal quick for the side of the Hammerheads. First time the Hammerheads have had a lead this series. Hopefully this translates to a little bit better results.
Definitely, and honestly, for a goal not even 15 seconds in, it might give them a slight advantage, but at the same time, if they win this game, it's still a loss for them as Norm gets a flip reset, goes for the double, but it's blocked away by Jesus. What a save from him as Joe Papa tries to keep it mid. It's Norm launching it back. Itsos trying to get the launch back into the net, but GN Flex is already up in the air. One reset. Goes for the bump, but Norm wasn't up. Norm was playing patient, learning how GN Flex plays now. They're going for the demos and the bumps on the Astros to try and ruin their chemistry so they can't get the full sweep as it's a shot on net, but blocked away by Norm. Jesus already up, getting the redirect off the wall, launching it straight back down. Joe Papa's going to be there, getting way too low on the wall, but plays the 50 decently well. Norm pushing up on that now, playing patient, but gets demoed by Yubo as Jesusi gets a human reset or a car reset off of Yubo. Or I honestly, this game is too intense for me to keep a track on what everyone is doing. Joe Papa launching it back. It's over in front of net, but it's over. And Zusi clears it out. GN Flex getting the pinch there. Trying to launch it over, but he can't get it in time. Norm going to try to take control, but Joe Papa's already up. Yuval launching it back while Norm waits for boost, and Jesusi takes control. It pops off the corner. It's there. It's in front of the net, but no one's got boost on the side of the Astros, apart from GN Flex, who now has full boost, and Jesusi, who has 78. I mean, 3 minutes left to go. Can the Hammerheads stop the full sweep as GN Flex gets the reset and dunks it? Hit on to the Hammerheads, tying it up 1-1.
Yeah, if you're going to stop the Astros, you got to stop Flicks. And all three of the Hammerheads were back, and they yet could not. Good reset there. Kind of awkward angle for a reset, especially to read. So, oh, it's Sos. Oh, no. And a 1-goal lead for the Hammerheads turns into a 1-goal deficit as Yubo gets kind of a shot that was gonna go wayward. Gonna go a little bit off to the side, but Itsos is gonna hammer it home. Bar down for a 2-1 lead. Still not over yet. Still 3 minutes to go. Still plenty of Rocket League. Itsos looking to try to get his back, but Yubo will see that sideways. Joe Papa now with a double touch attempt. We don't see that a lot from the kid, but he's able to pull it off here. Joe Papa plays with absolute fearlessness. He goes off. Norm is shocked. We are aware that's Joe Papa, and I don't know if that's the first double touch he's hit, but that's the first double touch that I've seen. Norm trying to get the lead back, but hits it off the sidewall. The Astro are in shambles.
Definitely. The Astros really need to make a comeback here. Giving GN Flex the ball, good idea, but not when it's launched off to the side from a simple touch. Norm and Itsos both on the ball now. Itsos taking control, getting the reset, but pops down below before he can get it. And he giving Flex the open net, but no one's there. As Yubo's sitting along full boost, plays it back across. And Sos and Norm are just sitting, playing the ball, trying to keep it away from the net as long as possible. As Zusi takes control, grabs the corner, pops it over, but it's back in front of the net. And Flex plays the save. Joe Papa launching it to the side, going for the wall read to put it back into the corner, but it's launched back out by Zusi, and Norm taking the time to pop it up. Takes out Zusi, pops it over Yubo, and GN Flex is the only one left for salvation as it just floats in the top right corner. GN Flex scoring the third goal, making it a 1-goal lead for the Astros at 1 minute and 43 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah. And the hype around that Joe Papa double tap, I think he's feeling it a little bit, trying to go for that save. Just a little bit too low. And he's just misreading it a little bit. But now Astro back on the lead, back on the offensive. GN Flicks getting this over Itsos, who's going to kind of center this now. Yubo can't get to it, but Jesus will off the wall, or off the ceiling, mind you. Norm has to see that sideways. And ball still center. Itsos has to clear it once more. And yeah, it still feels like Hammerheads got back into this a little bit, but all of a sudden, GN Flicks going for a bump attempt. Jesus with a shot goes just sideways. Still feels like Hammerheads are barely hanging on as Joe Papa almost sends that into his own net.
I mean, both teams really going at it as we head into the last minute left in the match. Jesus getting the nice little touch, but it's pitched around in front of net. Joe Papa's going to clear it out down to Jesus, who's going to take control, get the nice pop up, go up with it. 60 boost left, no, 16 boost left, sorry. And just taking control here, trying to fake out one of the Hammerheads as it's launched all the way across where no one is sitting. Now he needs to go back and get some boost as Yugo plays a 50, but it's launched up in Norm's favor. GN Flicks with all the boost in the world, but it's just not on net. And it's just put right back over the net. Can the Astros hold this lead for 30 more seconds as it's launched back to net again? Yugo clearing it away, missing the second touch. Flicks playing too far up, opting to play back on the boost, leaving it for Zusi. And Zusi's gonna take one touch, take another touch, a third, and keep going with it, carrying it along until he's intercepted by Norm. And it's 7 seconds left. I believe the Astros have gained the full sweep here as we wait for the ball to touch the ground, but it's still floating above net. GN Flicks with the clear. Maybe now it'll touch the ground, it'll touch wall and bounce back up. Both teams fighting for survival right now, but it finally touches down, giving Astro the 3-0 full sweep of the series.
It felt like Joe Papa changed the trajectory of the Hammerheads fortunes this match, but it just wasn't enough. Astros pulls out the 3-0 sweep. This puts them on 19 points above the Hammerheads. Hammerheads are still in the playoff picture on account of both Astro and Sappers above them are both Omega teams, and we're still Hammerheads are still the second highest Alpha Conference team. However, more alarmingly, Speed Demons is on the same points as them, and right now is only really differentiated by win loss. Let me just double check that I have this right. It would be, yeah, the Speed Demons are still are 1 win away from from breaking the tiebreaker, but unfortunately, that win loss is before division win loss, so Hammerhead still edged them out. A little bit alarming for the Hammerheads, but the Astros feels like they have gotten their season truly back on track. And from the Astros, now we have Yubo. Yubo,
Hey
how is
man, how
that?
you doing?
How are you feeling now? How is watching sweeping the Hammerheads? How does that feel?
I mean, it feels good. It's really easy to hold on to Flick's ankles and get carried through the entire game. Get dragged there and back. So it feels pretty good. It's like running a relay and knowing that you have Usain Bolt on your team, and we're just a couple Make a Wish kids that get to witness it.
Jesus,
Oh my god!
I've
I was
never
gonna
heard
say,
that.
mentioned like Flick's two 900-point games. Was impressive stuff to watch, but also, I mean, talk to me a little bit about kind of the season trajectory. Start out kind of, if you felt like this was a good team, but things weren't just clicking, and now you're fully clicking. You are a sneeze away from being in playoff contention, like that's got to be the goal now, right?
I mean, we got it on lock. Like, uh, I think we had a rough start to the season. Like, this was my first season. I didn't know the format. We're all molding into a team, especially like the Astro team, which from what I understand has been a pretty good team over the season. So we got some big shoes to fill, and we came in, needed to get molded in, and now we're molded and locked. We're playoff ready.
So a little bit of context now. You with this 6-0 sweep, you are on 19 points. Mustangs are on 25. They've lost their past couple of series. You've won your past couple of series. You aiming for the top spot of your division?
I mean, I guess it's inevitable. We're gonna
Oh,
go in. We're gonna play our games. We're gonna win. We're gonna do great. We're gonna have fun while we're doing it. And yeah, I don't see a series where we don't make the playoffs, and I can definitely see a future where we make the top spot.
of that confidence. I'm going to throw it over to Big Man now. Big Man, got any questions?
Definitely, one always the same. During the first round, what was your game plan for your team? Were you trying to figure out their weaknesses? Were you just trying to play for the win? Or were you just trying to play passive to notice what they would miss on or were inconsistent on and try focus on that and get the goal?
I mean, I don't do very well at scouting teams out. Like I play in several leagues, so it's hard for me to keep up with so many teams. I've just heard that Hammerheads were good, so I know they're gonna probably have pretty good rotations. They're gonna have some solid players. So me and Kiev have very, very different play styles. And when me, Flix, and Zusi try to play together, we just say, hey, let's play the best rotations we can. Do what you can when you have the ball. When you're not touching the ball, you get out and you play around the other people. And I think that's the goal is, in a lot of these leagues, especially like mixed rank leagues, the goal is just, hey, out rotate the other team and pick apart the pieces of their defense and offense that you can. So that's what we did.
I mean, fair enough. And how were the nerves feeling that game? Were they at an all-time high? Were they, kind of in the middle, or were there no nerves at all?
Oh, I mean, I think for game one, I was obviously a little nervous. I've only played one series this season, which was or one full series this season, which was week one. So coming back after some life changes and getting to play another full series, it was definitely a little nervous game one. But after we settled in, got comfortable, and started getting some goals up on the board, I definitely relaxed into it and got to just play my game and play it how I want.
Fair enough. And that's all the questions from me. You got anything else to add, Drac?
I've got one more question for you. There was a little bit of discourse kind of within this week. I don't remember exactly when, but Alpha Conference versus Omega Conference. With this result now, it might be a little bit, people might be seeing this as a bellwether. What's your take? What's your opinion? Is Omega Conference back, or is Alpha Conference still got your number?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no clue what conference I'm even in, what conference people are in, but whatever conference I'm in, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you we're back, baby. We're schmacking.
You guys are in the Omega Conference, but
Omega is
that's
up.
that's appreciate the honesty. Oh that's really good. I love that answer. But appreciate you stopping in, Yubo. Uh, it was a fun conversation. Hope to talk to you some more as your series keep going the way that you want them to. But that will do it for our matches this week. If you are interested in kind of this league, this scene, you want to be a caster, you want to be a player, we've said it before, we'll say it again. Join the Discord, exclamation mark Discord in the Twitch. It's also in the Twitch description, as well as other our other socials, including our YouTube, where you can expect all the matches of this week to be posted. We also have the merch store down below as well. If you are a QRLS fan and want to show some support for your favorite team or just the league in general, we do have league apparel as well as some new shirts that are on their way or in the store. I'd have to double check with Penguin on that one. I believe they're already in the store. If this is the end of week 6, we have a bye week for this week. We'll have some community events planned. I believe there was a pentathlon mentioned. Don't know if that will be this bye week, but it's definitely an event. If you're interested in any of those events, please look forward to those in the Discord, as well as something to look forward to is the weekly recap, Tuesday 7 p.m. Me and Zyric will go over the week 6 matches, preview the week 7 matches, and kind of highlight what we see and where teams are going. Finally, make sure that you are kind of keeping up with, I believe we also have a Twitter and an Instagram as well on our exclamation mark socials if you are interested in kind of keeping up with everything going on in the QRLS. Did I miss anything, bright side?
Um, as far as I'm aware, not at all. The merch, definitely would check it out. It does have some bits and bobs in there, as I would normally say. But with that said, would you like to finish us off, Drek?
Thank you all for joining us for this monumental week 6. The highs and the lows, the upsets and the close matches. Be sure to tune in the recap for the full recap. And as always, keep it quick.